Hello again, YouTube. It is Wednesday, January 25th, 2023, 6:43 p.m. I think I'm going to get to work on time. Traffic has been kind of crappy. I feel like I left on time, but traffic has been crappy and scary. Oh my God. I've had what I would consider two near misses on what would have been absolutely tragic accidents on the way to work so far, and kind of glad I wasn't shooting video for either of them. Yeah, it was first one on the 202. I was keeping an eye on the traffic view, and I saw that had I gone forward to the 10 westbound, that it would have been gridlock once I got on the other side of the mini stack. So I wasn't planning on doing that. Now traffic was moving smoothly through the mini stack towards there. But my plan was to take the I-10 east, which of course is southbound at that point, and head down towards Washington Street, and I'm in the not the rightmost lane, but the next lane over. The rightmost lane at that point is a exit-only lane to 24th Street, and then the next lane over is the one that is a single lane, which it splits off, and a little bit further after it splits off, it splits to head south on I-10 or north on the 51. And yes, by south on I-10, I mean the eastbound I-10. That makes a lot more sense if you're looking at a map, just saying. Anyway, I'm paying close attention to the vehicle in front of me, and I'm following at what I consider to be a generally safe distance. Maybe a little closer than normal, but I generally try to maintain a 2-second following distance between the vehicle in front of me and myself. And sometimes when traffic is heavy, I do a little bit less than that. But that's I've just found if I try to maintain a full 2-second following distance, I end up with people completely climbing on my ass and cutting me off nonstop. So, but anyway, I'm still not gonna, I'm not one to tailgate. If let's just say if I'd have been tailgating that guy, I'd have been hurt a lot, if not worse. Because of course I'm paying attention to the vehicle in front of me, which is a Prius. Not that makes a whole lot of difference, but paying close attention to the Prius in front of me. And unfortunately, he wasn't paying very close attention to the traffic in front of him. Now, I'm not able to obviously see through the vehicle in front of me, because I don't really sit any higher than a Prius does. In fact, I probably sit a little lower than a Prius does. I don't know. I probably sit exactly the same as far as like how high up I am in this car. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I can see there's traffic ahead of him, but I can't, see how fast. It doesn't look to me like he's tailgating anybody. Anyway, traffic in front of him was stopped, and apparently we were moving pretty quick. I mean, we weren't like speeding. In fact, we were definitely doing less than 55, but we were still moving, freeway speed. And just out of nowhere, like, he just swerves into the right lane, which is the exit only lane for 32nd Street. Or sorry, 24th Street. Exit only lane for 24th Street. swerves right into it, just no slow down or nothing, and does it in such a way that you could tell, like you could see the whole Prius shake, like it was a last minute, knee jerk kind of reaction, and done kind of. At which point my nice 2-second following distance was like, oh shit, as I see the vehicle directly in front of me is stopped, and as I've stated before, I've had a couple near misses in this car because I don't have anti-lock brakes. So locking up my brakes is not a helpful thing. Slamming on my brakes is not the solution in this car. I've come very close to learning that the hard way. And I did expect this traffic to be congestion to be here, by the way. Just trying to tough it out. I'm definitely rolling within my 5-minute leeway at work. But God, I really want to hit the warehouse. Like, I want to be there from the start of the stand-up, because I hardly drove yesterday, and I mean, it wasn't that miserable. I was pretty much water spidered in outbound, and Kim, I felt like, was bending over backwards just to make sure that whatever I was doing, I was happy doing what I was doing. But anyway, yeah, I want to be there at the beginning, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be working with Cody tonight or working with Brett, but either or. I'm looking, after the leadership last week in outbound, I'm quite looking forward to to either working under directly under Cody or Brett for sure. Anyway, back to this near miss accident on the way to work. Yeah, so he swerved into that lane, which of course I wasn't expecting. I'm not really paying attention to who's in that right lane. I'm watching, the kind of heavy traffic in front of me, because I'm expecting it to start slowing down around there. I am. But I wasn't expecting that. So I'm not 100% sure what's in that lane, or if that lane is clear. I might have cut somebody off. I really might have. I don't know. I was not watching that lane. But when he did that, I had less than a second to make my evasive decision. Because if I'd have done nothing, I'd have just slammed into the vehicle in front of me, which was if not at a dead stop, awfully damn near a dead stop. And the Prius swerved to the right, and it did such a hard swerve to the right that it was kind of like shaky, like fishtailing and stuff. And you can see he was trying to like slam on his brakes as well. So not only was I dealing with traffic that was in front of him that he wasn't paying attention to, which was nearly stopped, but then he was trying to come to a dead stop in front of me as well. So yeah, knee-jerk reaction. I it's the quickest reaction I could come up with. I quickly swerved to the right, and thank God that there wasn't a vehicle to my right that I plowed into, because that could have. I probably glanced that direction as I did it, but calculated risk at that point was like, rather slam into that guy sideways and us both kind of slide forward than plow face first into nearly stopped vehicles in front of me. So yeah, Prius nearly coming to a stop in front of me. Glanced in my rearview mirror, kind of thankful to see that I didn't have anybody. At least I feel like I glanced in the rearview mirror to see if I should expect to get rear-ended by whoever I just cut off, and didn't see anybody there. And I definitely smelled burning rubber. Now I don't know if it was my own or the Prius's. I want to say it was probably the Prius's. It was probably the Prius who locked up his tires. Because I was definitely making a point to not lock up my tires. It was a few weeks ago when I was taking Chris home after work. When we had gone from the I-10 east to I-17 north, and I was at that particular time, I'll own it, I was the guy who was not paying adequate attention to the traffic in front of me, which was moving really quick on that ramp to, oh shit, all those people are stopped. And then she screamed, and I screamed and hit the brakes, and I slid sideways. It's miraculous I didn't, that wasn't more tragic than it was, because yeah, my tires lock easily, and then this stupid thing always slides sideways, and it always, at least it's been my experience every time I've done that it doesn't slide forward, it slides sideways. Wow, speaking of people sliding and wrecking their cars, looks like there's an accident right in front of me here on 75th Avenue. Yeah, behind me. Wow. This looks... So I overshot 75th Avenue and exited 83rd Avenue inadvertently. And this accident looks like it was one of my coworkers turning left in front of somebody trying to go into the warehouse. Wow. Not sure how I missed 75th Avenue other than... Oh, this is bad. Yikes. Wow. There's I don't know if the video caught it, but there was some kind of a white sedan. It looked like it was headed northbound. I turned right to avoid somebody turning left in front of it and plowed right into the stoplight poles. I'm not even trying to deal with that. I'm going to just drive all the way down to... Hello, semi. Not very often I get cut off by a semi like that. What the hell that guy's doing? He thinks he's turning left. There's nowhere to turn left there. Go down Van Buren to 79. Wow. Well, so much for making it in that 5 minutes. So much for making it to that stand-up meeting at the beginning of it. Because it'd be, it's 56 after right now. Wow. On the bright side, there's going to be a lot of people coming in late right now, because a good portion of that traffic backup that I just went past there at Roosevelt was people trying to get into Amazon. Wednesday's a super busy day at GYR3. I don't know if I've really talked about this. There's two primary shifts. There's two other types of shifts, but if I'm trying to explain that, it's just going to complicate things. But there's two primary shifts that happen there. Well, good to know that entire left arrow was used by that one slow-moving semi. Front half and back half. I work what's called front half, which is Sunday through Wednesday. Back half works Wednesday through Saturday. That intersection sucks. Wow. I kind of ran that red light. I was already in the intersection. I ran it. That semi that cut me off actually went completely through it behind me as well. Damn. No left turns at 75th Avenue. wishing I'd have read that whole warning sign there. Anyway, Wednesday, because of that schedule overlap, Wednesday you've got all the front half employees and all the back half employees all working at the same time. So consequently, yeah, it's usually it's a busy night for the warehouse, and usually there's a lot of people working. So that's why there's so much traffic trying to go in. Yeah, I'm sure people will be talking about that accident when I get in there. So anyway, not too much more to say about my near miss. I don't think I locked up my tires. I'd have felt that. And I don't think I did. I managed to just kind of barely tap the brake and just keep flowing. But definitely the Prius in front of me slid his tires. I smelled the burning rubber and saw him kind of slide sideways as well a little bit. But fortunately, he didn't come to a stop, or I'd have probably plowed into him. But he started rolling again. And I feel a little bad because I kind of cut somebody off. I mean, I didn't cut them off, but you know, like the people on the exit only lane to go to the 51 and the 10 headed south. That lane was kind of stop and go, and every time it's stop and go, there's always some gaps in it where the person in front goes and the person behind doesn't go. There's that mental reaction while they're waiting to go, and I just kind of, obviously my speed slowed down a whole lot as that Prius and the exit only lane for 24th Street came to a near stop in front of me. So I was going really slow at that point, and not wanting to get off at 24th Street. So I'm watching really closely. It's like, ooh, is there going to be a gap that I can slip into? And there was, which probably had the guy that I slipped in front of cussing me out. But hey, should look at the bright side. At least I didn't end up plowing into the however many vehicles were behind him and just causing all those vehicles to cascade like dominoes into each other. So, it's the top of the hour national news, so it's 7 o'clock, a little bit after 7 o'clock. I don't even know why I went down this row. Oh, there was a parking spot, and that guy just got it. Ooh, no, they didn't. They went straight forward to the next spot. Nice. Nice. Don't you back up, dude. I'm taking this spot. Anyway, the other near-miss accident I was going to talk about, not much to say. Basically, two jaywalkers, one with a kick scooter. I don't think it was an electric scooter, just a manual kick scooter. Jaywalking kind of quickly on 7th Street between Buckeye and Mojave. They literally ran right in front of me. Barely saw him. I think I slowed down a little bit. I don't think if I'd have slowed down. I think if had I not slowed down a little bit, I would have probably plowed into the guy with the scooter. But I was able to not hit them. But they were pretty hard to see. They were wearing dark clothing and it was dark. So yeah, I love Phoenix jaywalkers in the hood. Anyway, on that note, I'm late for work. Got to get in there. Thanks for coming with On the Drive.